Hello YouTube, this is Apocalypse, and today what I have in front of me is the Vizio, it's the MQ7-J03. And the reason it's the J03 is because it's the 75 inch. Now if you go, I believe it's 65 or below, it's the J01. They got a little confusing with the numbers this year, especially since I have an MQ6 also. So, leave it to Vizio to confuse everybody, right? But honestly, this is a pretty decent TV. I got it. I've had it for about 3 days now, 4 days now, and I've been playing with it. The only problem is, excuse me, when you go into picture, I had to turn the brightness all the way down to 30. All the way down. Because if I turn it back up, let me show you, to where it was. Oh, excuse me. Out of the box, the black levels, now I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but the black levels are horrible. Like there's the detail in, like, see where it says fun with Dick and Jane right there? That is all washed out. It's horrible. So I had to turn the brightness down to get the details back. And that's kind of, it's a little bit, what do you call it? Disappointing to me. Because when I get something out of the box, it should be, I'm not going to say perfect, but I would say that should be, viewing friendly. Now when I go into Netflix and, like, let me get to it here. One of my favorite things to do is Christmas Chronicles right here. And there's this particular scene, not this one. Let's see, right here. Okay. Now, you see how bright that is? That is unfortunate. Because when I go into, it's in Dolby Vision. You can see it's in Dolby Vision. See, it says right there. I have the brightness turned down to 20. Okay. Let me show you what happens when I turn it back up to where it factory came. And then did it start me over? It started me over. Anyway, once I get to the scene that I'm showing you, it's very, 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 very washed out. And this TV, it has local dimming. It only has, I think it has 30 zones. Not very many zones, but still enough zones that it shouldn't look the way it's looking. Excuse me. Good God. Going through the whole movie here. Okay, we're about there now. All right. Okay, here's where I'm trying to get to. Okay, now you see how washed out that is? I mean, it is horrible. It is horrible. I mean, horrible. So I had to take this all the way down to 20 to get any kind of black level. Any kind of black level. And still, right there, it's not very good. I called Vizio on this, and I actually called Geek Squad at Best Buy, and both of them said the same thing. If it's that washed out with the brightness set at the factory settings, then there's something wrong with the panel. It should not be that washed out looking. And I even sent them pictures. So, obviously, there's something wrong with the panel. which is not uncommon for Vizio. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Vizio, but they have a history of bad panels. Like, they have panels that half of them will come on, like one side of the screen will come on. They have them that the sound doesn't work. They have them like this, that there's just something wrong with the panel to the point that, you know, it's washed out looking. Even the guy at Vizio sit there and said, from factory settings, it should have very good black levels, because this is that's what Vizio's known for now, is they're close to OLED black levels, especially on the P series. That is crazy. If you've seen the black levels, if you've seen the demo of this TV at Best Buy, you'll see how good the black levels are. Very good, very detailed. Couldn't believe it when I saw this as a demo. That's why I went ahead and picked it up. And I got the 75 inch. Now, if you get the 65, let's see, the 70 and the 75 inch are 700 nits. If you get 65 or below, there's like 5 something. But still, it's decent looking. Now, a buddy of mine, he has a Vizio V series, and that thing looks spectacular. It's not bright, but as in color and detail, you can't beat it. I mean, it's very, very, very sharp. Also, it's got the V gaming engine. It's Dolby Vision. It's only a 60 hertz panel, and that's this one. This is an M series. It's the MQ7. It's the top end Vizio M series, because there's the 7 and there's the 6. And it still only has a 60 hertz panel. If you want the 120 hertz panel, you're going to have to jump up to the Vizio P series. All in all, I'm not going to complain about this TV, other than that, which it's, oh man, look at that. That's crazy, horrible. Other than it's going to be replaced. Now, I will say this. The colors on this TV, when I have it turned down like that, the colors on this TV are popping. I mean, it's bright, it's vibrant, which is what I like. It's just crazy. Now, a lot of people's going to sit there and say, when you go into this, okay, you see up there it says, well, it did. It popped up and said Dolby Vision right there in the corner. But in my settings, of course, I have it set on Vivid. But I'm going to show you what happens if I take it to, there's bright. And bright is, it's not showing it on my camera, but bright is not bright. It's very dark. Calibrated is even worse. Calibrated dark is, I mean, the screen's almost black. And the brightness is up. You can see the brightness is up in these. This is game mode, and sports mode brightens it up a little bit. But the reason I stick mine on Vivid, especially on a TV like this, which is a budget TV, is because that's where you're going to get your peak brightness at. And I like peak brightness. Now, see, that's bright, but it's not bright. It's really dull looking. Really, really dull looking. And then, of course, Vivid, and it brightens it up considerably. People knock me for putting it on Vivid. And they're like, well, if you wouldn't put it on Vivid, then you wouldn't have to turn the brightness down so far. No, actually, if I would take my picture and I would put it on bright and see it's on 50. Let me show you what it looks like. It is still washed out, but it is darker. The picture's darker, but it's still washed out. I would still have to go in and take my brightness down, and oh my God, that is dark. Now, it's not showing it, for some reason it's not showing it on my camera, but that picture is, oh, well, it's brightening it up on my camera is what it is, because it's a Samsung. But it is super dark. It just, yeah, it's not doing any good right there. It's not good at all. So that's why I stick it on Vivid. But anyway, I didn't want to keep ranting and raving about what was wrong with this TV. What's right with this TV is not the motion. I forgot to throw that in there. The motion on this TV, you catch some stutter every once in a while on fast moving scenes, and so it's not. I wouldn't recommend. It's only a 60 hertz panel, so if you're gaming, you're competitive gaming, I wouldn't. No. But other than that, the TV, it gets bright and vivid. It's got a detailed picture once you turn the brightness like almost all the way down. The sound is okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst I've heard. The colors on this thing, now I will tell you, the colors look awesome. The colors are bright, they're vibrant. Kind of reminds you of a higher end TV that has oversaturated colors, and you know who I'm talking about. But if you turn the brightness down on this and you get the black detail, and it's still a little bit washed out, because this is a bad panel. Now listen, this is a bad panel. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm sure that if I would get another one, which this one's going to be switched out, that the black levels are going to look much better. But as for now, the only thing that I can tell you and show you is the fact that it's not, unless you turn it all the way down, it's not a great looking TV. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Go out and have your own. This is Kimpocalypse. That's all I got for you today. Like and subscribe to my videos, and I have more for you next.